getting this out of the way so somebody doesn't break it. Yeah.
Kind of like, what have you noticed when you're doing these presentations? How do children most like interacting with the material, and like how do you keep their attention?
So one of the things we try to do is with kids and with adults is one, make sure that they're an active part of it. It's really important, especially right now, I feel like, for science learning, to get people involved with it, not just like scientists in their ivory tower think this, accept it. We try very hard to show how paleontology is done and make people an active participant in it. So we explain like how we know the things we know about dinosaurs.
So I saw you have like this dinosaur bone. Do you typically always have something that like the kids can see up close, or is that just like an additional, support tool?
Whether we're doing a big program like this or just hosting in this space, we usually carry some sort of a prop like this, a cast, as sort of a draw.
Okay.
And I can carry around this one plastic cast of one bone from one dinosaur and use it as a tie-in to talk about things from all dinosaurs and how they lived, how they dealt with injuries, things like that.
Have you...
Okay. And why would you try to tie that in?
Yeah, a lot of times with dinosaur stuff in general, it's really common for kids to know a lot about dinosaurs and adults to not know as much because it's been a while since most adults were into dinosaurs. And it's really easy for parents to have the casual misconception that their kids know everything about dinosaurs. So part of our job is to honor that level of knowledge they have and that they're proud of, but then also try to add on. Try to use the stuff they already know as I started to say a building block, but more like a doorway. I always compare it to you've gotten really good at a video game and then you suddenly discover the next level and you're like, mind blown. I had no idea how much more I had to learn. We always try to encourage kids to that rather than just sort of having them walk through a thing that they think they already know everything about.
Okay. Have you ever encountered an issue where a kid is kind of, I don't want to say crazy, but they're really out there and they're really loud and almost disruptive to the learning environment? And if you have, how do you handle that situation or make it so that that kid is engaged and interested and not being disruptive to the other kids?
Yeah, good question. We a lot of times we'll have kids who are so enthusiastic and sometimes they may have some sort of a developmental issue. And in some cases, they're not aware that they're not just having a one-on-one conversation with you, rather than kind of interrupting a program or something like that. Again, we try not to make them feel like they're doing something bad or something wrong. They're participating and that's what we want. So we just have to kind of find a way to accept what they're saying and make it part of what we're doing.
Okay.
The challenge is often to find the nugget of right in what they're saying that's about what we're talking about. So if you're talking about a T-Rex and a kid suddenly interrupts to tell you about his dog, you try to figure out why is he telling me this right now? Oh, because his dog has sharp teeth too. And we can relate that back to what we're talking about.
Okay, interesting. Well, that's all the questions I have. Anyone?
What we've been talking about is how playgrounds, in a traditional sense, aren't always what kids need and what adults need as well. Is there anything? Have you ever thought about how play can interact with dinosaurs or something like that? And
yeah.
If you don't mind, would you mind sketching out if you have any designs that you've thought of? Or just
wow,
kind of
I haven't really thought of
idea?
anything like that, but kind of like what I did today. One of the things that working in a children's museum affords us is we get to do a little pretend more than a standard adult museum would. So whether it's this one or most of them, we try to at least incorporate some part where we're putting ourselves in the position of the animal and becoming that. And when we can get adults involved with that, especially with their kids, and incorporate family learning into it, that it's so much more impactful for them to experience that together and talk about it together.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
No, where are you guys schooling?
Purdue.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Boiler up.
Yeah. Are you guys all good?
Yeah, I think we're good.